some generic questions like what you might have and stuff. So before I'll answer what are those, I'll take you through some usability points, what you actually need to take care of when you're making your websites and stuff. So I'll come to this line in the last. There are two important things like what you need to keep in mind as when you are getting your website done. I'm assuming that none of you will go and attempt creating your own website. You'll probably hire a pro to do this. Reason is like let them do the job and let you focus on what you are going to do. From that perspective, when you are hiring a web developer or an agency, what you should be looking at, like what are the facts you should be having when you're getting your website done. So these are two important points that what you should keep in mind: accessibility and usability. Right? Any idea what's accessibility here?
Mobile and laptop both.
So whether we can access it on the website.
No.
How quickly it loads?
No. Accessibility is about creating websites for differently abled people. Right? Assume I can't use the mouse. Right? So if your website is in a way that like it needs mouse to navigate and stuff, it's a failure. Right? From the accessibility perspective. Right? So keep some of these things. Like some people might be colorblind, some people may not be able to see the smaller text. Keep all of these points in mind as when you are getting your content done. Accessibility is very, very important. If you have noticed some of the government websites, there is a rule, right, like section 508, which talks about this one. In India, we don't care, but so in US, UK, right, so there is section 508 which talks about accessibility, which is very much required to get your website done in that particular way, right? So keep these things as when you are working for government agencies about those things. Your branding also should be taken care of. Your landing pages should be taken care of. Those things like so when you're working on that something of mandatory. It's mandatory. In UK, US, like you are punishable if you don't do it for accessibility from accessibility perspective. Usability, in simple words, how can you make things simpler? Right? Like in this case, website. Right? How to make them more intuitive and easy and stuff like that. And I'll go ahead and like talk about a few more lines, like a few more things in a bit. The other one is like generally when you are making websites, so we assume the website is for me. It's my website, it's my color, my whatever. So it will be for me. So the website is not for you. Website is for your audience, your user. Right? Identify your user and like get the website done for that particular user. Right? So probably you can also, if you think like there are multiple user base for you, identify the user base, right? And so work on one particular thing and do the website. So whatever which is most important, focus and like do the website for that particular user. Might be like you can also cater the other users in other segments and stuff like that. Right? So I'll also talk about like a few important characteristics of a usable website. Usable websites are easy to navigate, right? So in one word, a user should find right, like what is expected to do. Say, let's take a simple example of a grocery store. Right? If I walk into a grocery store, regular grocery store, I have an intent when I go to the grocery store to buy certain thing. Right? So might be like I'm not going to a grocery store to do a window shopping, for example. I have an intent going there. So identify the intent your user might be coming to your website, right? I can try to solve that particular thing, right? So help him navigate to that particular page. It might be a form, a call to action, or whatever, a course page, right? So let the links and stuff be very clear and precise. One of the very important thing is consistency. So we generally do this like when we are creating the pages. So what we do is it's over a period of time. So we create first set of page, the second set of pages vary, right? So there won't be the consistency with the color, with the branding, right? So it will be awkward. And we try to fit in when we are designing the pages, it might be about 3 courses today. The page is designed for three particular courses. Tomorrow I've got 3 more courses done. We try to fit in the 3 courses within the same user interface, which becomes like very difficult. Like, so makes it like more this one like might be like more look good, like more look consistent, right? So make sure that you take care of those scenarios, like when you're working on the content and you're making the design, right? And make sure you update your website. I mean, redesign your website like at least twice in a year, once in 2 years, at least once in 2 years, like, because technology and everything changes, and you need to do that particular thing. You need to make your website, the content and whatever content you do more readable, right? So if the content is it could be the color, the image, the way you use. Let us make sure that they are more readable, more consistent and stuff. And it's self-evident, right? So you need not have to explain. If you have to explain your website and your content, it's a failure. So make sure it's self-evident. And one of the very important things is performance, right? So if I go to website, whatever website, .com, and if I have to wait for 1 or 20, 30 seconds or more than a minute, right? People may get bored, they leave. Right? That's one of the biggest things to make sure that websites are quick and fast. Now, if you ask me, how can I make my website more faster? Right? So, one of the very important things is choosing the hosting. We generally go for a hosting which is very cheap. Right? So, I would also like to say one more thing here. If I have to catch big fish, I have to use a big fishing thing, or I have to go on a boat to get more fishes. Right? So if you want to make more money, you want to invest that thing here. So if you don't invest it, if you think, whatever I have, what I have. No, it won't happen like that. You will have to make sure, you will have to invest that money, you will have to make sure that you get into that particular thing. Right? And you need to have that setup done to catch the big fish. Right? Performance, right? And performance, from the hosting perspective, make sure that you go with some premium hosting. So there are plenty of hostings, and so probably you can dig in deep and get to your developer to do this. Responsiveness. Responsiveness, am I going too fast or fine? Responsiveness is from different devices. Today there are multiple devices like what people use, right? So mobile phone, right? So there are watch, right? So there are glasses. So there are so many things where we can consume the data. There's TV, there's laptop, desktop, right? And remember where your data is being consumed, where your content is being consumed. Your website generally 95, 75 to 80, 90% of time it goes on the mobile phone. Right? So if you don't know how to get that particular data, use Google Analytics. Google Analytics gives exact data like how many people are coming, right? From which device, from which part of the country, from which country. So there are so many data which is available from Google Analytics. You can get to know that and make sure your website caters different devices, right? So and it gracefully scales across, gracefully adapts to the particular device, and it works like beauty. So responsiveness is very important. One of the very important things is we have this. So the very first thing is the wow factor. When they get into your website, right? In many cases, so from when I'm talking about from the speaker perspective, it could be a different thing. They could have learned about you from their colleagues, from whatever you stuff. Right? So when they come to your website, will that create the same wow effect? Is it creating that wow effect? Right? I would like to say one thing here. There are so many things. So what happens? Right? If at all